He experienced God and said, I am going to change. When we make our mind up to change, we begin to change everything. Everything about us begins to change. And we have got to begin to change what we do and everything that we go. It's up to us if we want to take forward with it. And I know we do. You fought the fight. You stood into the things. You fought into it. And you said, I am not giving up. I'm holding on to this. I'm going to hold on to these things. I'm not giving up on them. And I'm going to win. And you've held on. And now it's time to win. It's time to take hold of the blessings. It's time to take hold of the good things and have wonderful things of God. Well, Paul even explains it to the Roman church in chapter 12. He tells us how to change. He tells us how we need to change and what we need to do when we get our mind made up. I've got my mind made up, is what we said, and my foot on the rock. I fought the battle. I fought all night. I didn't let go. No matter what the enemy kept telling me, no matter what he said, I held in there and I fought the fight. Now I'm going for the blessings of God. I'm going to be speaking the blessings of God. How do we change? Paul explains it. Romans 12, beginning at verse 1. He says this, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your minds, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. We got to change in mindsets. We got to change in these things is what we got to begin to do. See, that's what we got to begin to change if we want to get into the perfect will of God. This is what Paul said. He said that we got to begin. You know, whenever you begin your day already down and out, things are worse. I don't care if it's just a little simple thing goes wrong. You're already aggravated, snapping off, going off the deep end about everything. You're already upset at the least little thing. Somebody won't even close the door, or you ladies, if the guy don't let the lid down, you done or the guy's the same way about, why didn't you do that? We're us all upset and mad about everything. But if we got a mind change, this is what Paul is saying. Renewing the mind. We got to change our mind, renewing the mind. We fought the fight to get this. Now it's time to take the blessing. How do you get it? Renewing the mind. What's the gateway to the heart? The mind. We got to renew it. The enemy's going to be coming into you every morning saying, another crazy morning. You got to get up and fight me and I'm going to beat you, blah, blah, blah. Well, you can either renew the mind and begin to say, absolutely not. It's another day to rejoice and be glad. Or you can begin to be down and out. But no, we're going to renew our minds and start speaking from us. We're going to have a pepper rally excitement. We're going to be thankful for things. This is the things that God has done instructed us to tell us to do. Be thankful for what you got before I add to you. And have a pepper rally. We should be having a pepper rally at church. We should be excited to be here. Hey, if anybody elects not to be here, you know, they may have a valid reason. That's between them and God. But you know what? We're here. And we should be excited about being here. Being into the presence of God. Being together. Being excited about having an opportunity to be here and to worship God and be excited about it. We should have a renewing of mind. This is what we need to do. These are the things that we need to do. Some of the things that we got to do is in the Scriptures. It speaks it out. It won't even, come forth. He done told us, be thankful. Be cheerleading. In Nehemiah 12:46, you can even write these. I didn't give these to Lisa to put down, but it said, for in the days of David and Asaph of old, there were chief of the singers and songs of praise and thanksgiving unto God. Now remember, Nehemiah was given the vision of the gates tore down. of the walls of Jerusalem tore down. And he helped get them built back up. Well, once they got built back up, people were excited. They had a wonderful service. If you remember, that's where we get the word, the joy of the Lord's our strength. The people were so excited that once again the law began to be read, and it said you could look up and see him reading the law. And the people stood at attention all day and wouldn't move, wouldn't go to the bathroom, wouldn't get a drink of water, nothing in the hot sun. They wanted to hear it so bad. They had their mind made up. Hey, God got the walls restored around us. We're protected. See, they've seen that protection. Well, we know that there's a protection around us. We fought for it. We've got this protection. We done talked about it. We do not have to go to Betha or El Betha. God's house is us. And God is in us. So we got the protection. So we need to understand that. So what's he saying? In our song ministries. We talked about this. Me and Bridget talked about it today. We need to be speaking and singing encouragement, praises, and thanksgiving unto God. In every area of the parts of the church and in our life. But in the church, like we said, we should be coming in with a wonderful uplifting. We'll talk about this. The Scripture gives us the guidelines of how we should be praiseful and thanksgiving. He said in Psalm 69:30, I will praise the name of God with a song and will magnify Him with thanksgiving. Once again, our singing has got to be with praise and thanksgiving unto God. We have got to be cheerleaders in all areas. Pepper rally. The pepper rally has got to begin before we even really get here, to be honest with you. We got to have it before we even get here. Psalms 100 verse 4. We've used this many times. This is why the pep rally's got to begin before we get here. Enter into His gates with thanksgiving, and into His courts with praise, and praise be thankful unto Him, and bless His name. Well, how can you enter into His gates with praise and thanksgiving if you have been having a bad day all day, started off bad, everything's aggravated you, and all of a sudden you can turn it on like a light switch? You can't. Don't tell me you can, because that's called wearing our false faces, as what they said many times that some ministries say, well, we got our church face on. Well, we're just lying to ourselves, people. We're lying to ourselves. Paul had to apologize to the church. If you remember, we read it to you. I think it's 2 Corinthians 6 or 7, where Paul said, I'm sorry that I came in to you not being joyful, because I had an opportunity. God showed me a vision, and I thought Titus was supposed to be with me, but I went looking everywhere and couldn't find him, so I was upset, so I came in all upset. And I apologize to you for that. You know, that's what we got to start doing. These are the changes we got to start making. Psalm 147:7 says, sing unto the Lord with thanksgiving. Sing praises upon the harp unto our God. See, these are the mindsets that we got to have. These are the things that we got to start. And there's some other things we'll list. But we got to start being encouraged. We got to start encouraging one another and encouraging ourselves from the very beginning of day. We fought for this. Now enjoy it. We fought for it, so now enjoy it. Begin renewing the mind, Paul said. This is the beginning of it. You got to start renewing the mind and quit being aggravated about this and about that. Quit looking at this and that, but start looking to the promises of God. Start getting the vision and start speaking the wonderful things that God is going to do, and start being thankful for the wonderful things that you have now. And then He will add, as He said. That's what He showed. He's done give us part of it. Start having a pepper rally in His church. That's what they had in David's time, and we'll show you that. We're going to have to start having a pepper rally. You want to excite God? Have a pepper rally. You excite the football team or the baseball team or the basketball team when you go and people's cheering them on, especially, buddy, you get down to the last minute and one bucket's going to make a difference, or one touchdown's going to make a difference, or one run's going to